Vegas Convention Center. We found a company that's literally revolutionizing the field of robotics. Richard joining us from a company that is called Enchanted Tools. Richard, welcome into Tomorrow. How are you?
Hi, very good, thank you.
Glad to have you with us, man. You know, we walk around and we see booths that you can't see the product because there's too many people around. And it's like, all right, what's this about? And sure enough, once we make our way through, hey, press, excuse us, yeah, right? Yeah. And then we saw the product. This is Mirokaï, I guess?
Yes, it's the Mirokaï is a new species of robots.
A new species of robots. Oh my God, we label them as a species now.
Yeah, really. Because we create a world story around our robots. They are foreign, they are aliens, they come from the far away in the galaxy, and they have time to come on Earth to help us. And the robot, finally, the robot is a suit. You know, it's like us when we go on the moon, or under the sea, we need a suit. So they need the robot to come on Earth.
I see. So they've come from around the galaxy.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that to suggest when Elon finally gets to Mars, are we going to see this maybe?
Too late for him.
I love it. And now this is not, I guess, a direct consumer product, right? Because it might be too expensive, or is it?
Yeah, in fact, what we think it's also the technology have to be for everyone. And in this case, we want to deliver the robot in social places and collective spaces. So we work a lot in hotel, restaurants, hospitals, airports. Everywhere we have people, it's really what we call a social robot. So it's made to be in the crowd.
Social robots, and that makes sense because you talk about all these services, for example. I would imagine that Mirokaï can do a great job in a hospital interacting with the patients, but helping the people who help us, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. We think that robots should not replace us, but be our assistants, like computer did in the past. And we're working closely with nurses in France, where they can use a robot to go pick things, so they can stay with patients while they do, and the robot do the back and forth and all the logistics tasks. And human can do what they do best, talk to each other.
Sure. Like freeing up a nurse to help a nurse out. I don't think it's going to replace the surgeon yet, but there's a lot of robotic surgery going on.
Of course. In fact, what is fun, what we are discovering, this is a general purpose robot. So
general purpose.
Yeah. So he can answer questions, he can move around, and he can grab things. So that's how he can resolve a lot of little problems in our daily lives.
And of course, we're seeing it, if you're listening on the radio, race to intotomorrow.com and check out the video when we're chatting here with Richard from Enchanted Tools. So not only the ears are moving, but talk about the animated face and the noises and the responses.
Yeah, we are working on something we call animal behavior. So it's how the robot behaves is like what many of animal species do. And it's a way of creating verbal but also non-verbal communication. The ears, for example, that are moving around, it has two long ears, and they have no other purpose than giving information that the robot understood and a command.
So do the ears move around if you're speaking to it? Oh, now he's saying, she is saying hi. She has a twin brother too, right?
Yes, exactly. Like I said, we wanted also to showcase that technology can be more than useful. You can bring something that help in daily lives, but also can bring stories, smiles. You know, when we work in hospitals, we do a lot of field tests right now with in children's hospital or in elderly hospitals, and we can see that everyone, patient but also workers, love to see the robots. They smile, they ask questions, they see the robot smiling back. So it's a really an amazing experience.
Oh, for sure. And of course, hospitals a very, very good case. But you also mentioned things like concierge, right? So you don't want to wait in that long line to get to the front desk. Then Mirokaï can perhaps answer a question or two or help direct someone.
And also because we are living the LLM and or artificial intelligence revolution. So by bringing LLMs into physical robots, you can imagine the answer he can answer. Now we can start to behave based on what he sees. So it's really amazing what we are going to do in the next months, years.
Oh, for sure. So what else can she do really quick? I mean, we talked about a lot of capability.
In fact, as I was saying, it's multi-purpose. So he can answer questions, so interact. He can navigate. So it can bring you, if you are in a store, it can walk you to the right.
You can ask for a product and it follow me, right?
Yeah, exactly. And because of the end of the arm, you can size objects and sub-objects and do some little logistics. So possibilities are endless.
Now, in this case here in your exhibit, is someone behind us controlling it, or she's
it's
doing her own?
Fully autonomous.
Fully autonomous.
Yeah.
So and making noises that I wish we could hear. It's very loud in here.
Yeah.
Imagine that, a convention center floor, but some really cool stuff. But there's sort of like a handle in the back. Is that to kind of put her where you want her?
If you can follow for the camera, sorry for the listener. In fact, with only 2 fingers, I can move the robot around. It's mounted on a sphere, it's balancing itself on the sphere, and this allows the robot to really easy to move. Because what we know as roboticians, it's important for people that are living with robots to be able to move them around. And if you think again at the hospital, in case of emergency, you cannot allow a robot to be on the path. You have to be to quickly move it without a remote control or giving orders.
I think she likes Chris. She keeps waving at his camera. Have you been able to see the sphere that he mentioned? Because that's pretty cool. And it's just balancing itself kind of like a Segway.
In fact, it's a reverse pendulum. So the weight is on the shoulder and is always falling. And we have 3 motors on the bottom that prevent the fall.
Now, while it's not, again, generally for consumers, maybe in the near future, maybe into tomorrow, right?
Yeah, 2030 maybe?
Yeah, maybe. What does it cost for a hospital or hotel or something?
Yeah, for now it's remain prototypes. It's our second prototype. It's not the final product, but it's around $100,000.
100,000. Yeah. Okay. Well, but if she does all that we talk about, it's certainly worth it, especially in a hospital setting or something of that nature. So you can check it out with more info at Enchanted.Tools. I didn't even know that was a domain, but of course, we've had a lot of people here in Las Vegas that are .Vegas. It's like, well, okay, I guess you could do that too. But Enchanted.Tools.com, yeah?
No, .Tools. Enchanted.Tools.
Oh, I mean, sorry, .Tools, right. I just said that. I took a break there for a minute. I ran to France, in my mind at least. Nope. And of course, we will get you there to not only Richard's site, but every guest here from CES when you visit us at intotomorrow.com. Thanks so much for joining us. Very cool stuff. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much, and see you next year.
Yeah, there you go, with another twin or a triplet or something of that nature. I'm Dave Graveline. Into Tomorrow continues. Stay tuned, much more to come right here on the Advanced Media Network.